All right, everybody, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going way back in time,
Yeah,
over 2,000 years to be exact, to the time of Aristotle.
that's right.
And we're going to be digging into some of his ideas about persuasion and negotiation
Timeless principles.
and how they're still so incredibly relevant today.
Absolutely.
Now, you know our listeners are busy people, so we're going to dive right in. We've got a fantastic piece that takes a look at Aristotle's concepts through a modern lens.
Yeah.
And what we're going to try to do today is show you just how powerful these ancient tools can be in all sorts of situations.
I love that. It's not just about history, it's about practical application.
Absolutely. So let's get right to it. The source we're looking at breaks down Aristotle's ideas into four main tools of persuasion.
Okay.
And the first one is logos.
Logos, yes, a fundamental building block of persuasion.
Now, when we say logos, what exactly are we talking about here?
Well, logos is all about logic and reason. It's about using facts, data, evidence to really build a solid argument. You know, the source emphasizes that the more you master the factual information, the stronger your position will be in any negotiation.
Right, so it's like having your ducks in a row intellectually.
Exactly.
You need that foundation.
You need that foundation. It's the bedrock.
Okay, so that's logos. The next one is pathos. And this seems to be more about the emotional side of things.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. Pathos is about connecting with the other person on an emotional level.
Okay.
It's about understanding their feelings, their perspective, and using things like storytelling or finding common ground to really build rapport
I see.
and ultimately influence how they feel about the whole situation.
So it's not just about cold, hard facts.
Yeah.
It's about making that emotional connection.
That's right. And, you know, it can be incredibly powerful.
Right.
Because when people feel understood and connected, they're more likely to be open to what you have to say.
Okay, so we've got logos, the logical appeal. We've got pathos, the emotional appeal. And the third tool is ethos. Now, what's the key to ethos?
Ethos is all about credibility. It's about the trust that you build with the other person. You know, if they see you as someone who's knowledgeable, reliable, and ethical,
Right.
they're naturally going to be more receptive to your ideas and your proposals.
So it's about building that reputation, that sense of authority.
Absolutely. It's about being seen as someone worth listening to.
And someone you can trust.
Exactly.
Okay, and then finally we have kairos. This one feels a bit more about instinct and timing.
You're exactly right. Kairos is all about seizing the right moment. It's knowing when to push your point, when to hold back, when to make a concession, when to just step back and revisit the situation later. That awareness of timing can make all the difference.
So it's like that feeling of, this is the perfect time to say this.
Yes.
Or I need to wait for a better opportunity.
Absolutely. Reading the room, sensing the dynamics, and acting at the right moment.
Now, what's fascinating to me is how the piece we're looking at ties all of these ancient concepts to very modern examples,
Right.
like politics and social media.
And of course, negotiation.
Right. Of course, negotiation. So how would you say, for instance, kairos shows up in the world of social media?
Well, think about it. Let's say a company is getting ready to launch a new product.
Okay.
They're not just going to throw it out there randomly. They're going to be watching social media trends. They're going to be looking for the right moment
Right.
to make the biggest splash. Maybe there's a conversation already happening online that's related to their product.
I see.
They can jump into that conversation at just the right time and amplify their message.
It's all about maximizing impact.
Exactly.
Now, the source we're discussing, it does make a point of saying that this is one perspective.
Right.
And it really encourages people to share their own thoughts and experiences.
Yeah, I think that's important to remember because these tools, while incredibly powerful, can be applied and interpreted in different ways depending on the situation and the people involved.
Absolutely. So for all of you listening out there, keep in mind those four key tools. Logos, your logic and facts. Pathos, your emotional connection. Ethos, your credibility. And kairos, your sense of timing. These are timeless principles that can help you navigate any negotiation or persuasive situation.
It's like having a secret weapon from the past.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
ancient wisdom for modern success.
Exactly. And, you know, if we take this a step further and think about how you can apply these principles in your own life,
Yeah.
I'd encourage you to pay attention to those upcoming interactions where you're hoping to influence someone. It could be at work, it could be in a personal relationship, it could be anywhere.
Right.
And just think about how you might use one or more of these tools. Maybe you need to strengthen your logos by gathering more data.
Okay.
Or maybe you need to work on building a stronger emotional connection with pathos.
I see.
Or maybe it's about emphasizing your expertise and boosting your ethos,
Yeah.
or simply being more mindful of your timing. Exactly. See what happens when you consciously apply these principles and observe the results? You might be surprised at how effective they can be.
That's a great challenge for our listeners. Go out there and put Aristotle to the test.
And let us know what you discover.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is all about empowering you to be more effective communicators and negotiators in every aspect of your lives.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.
Until then.